Hey guys, it's Shalise from Remember When, and I'm here with the first video in the Indie Art Cricut cartridge series. I've had this cartridge for quite a while and hadn't really used it much, so I said, well while I'm waiting on my other cartridges to come, which come tomorrow, yay! I'm just going to go ahead and start a series on this. So, this is the card I came up with. I was really happy with the results, and I'm going to show you how I made it. We're going to start with a piece of pink cardstock, which is 10 by 5, scored at 5. We have a piece of white for the insert, which is 9 3/4 by 4 3/4, scored at 4 7/8. And we're going to go ahead and fold and crease those. And put them together. Okay, so that is our card base. We're going to go ahead and set this aside. I now have a piece of looks like cream cardstock. This is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. This is going to be our layer. On top of the layer, we have 3 panels. This is our right panel. This is cut at 4 3/4 by 1. Our center panel is cut at 2 by 4 3/4, and our left panel is going to be 1.5 by 4 3/4. Now all these papers come from the Luxury Stack by Die Cuts with a View. They're 3 different sheets, so I just cut them to size. So let's go ahead and attach those. Alright, so we have our panels attached, and what I did is put on the right, then the left, and then the center, so that way you can gauge how much space is in between. That was just easier for me. Okay, now I'm going to get a piece of pink ribbon, a fairly long piece of ribbon, because I'm going to tie a bow, which is really hard for me. So, about that much. Okay. And what I did to make it easier on myself and life is, saw how much ribbon I was going to need to work with. Okay. I lined it up with my grid here. Put some ATG on it. And then I took the bottom of the layer here and lined it up with the 1-inch grid mark down. So we know that the ribbon is going to lay 1 inch above the bottom. Okay. Then, so I can have some stability, I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the card base. To me, it makes it much easier to tie ribbon if it's, you know, on something that has some weight on it. Alright, so let's go ahead and tie this bow. Alright, now I am not at all the greatest bow maker, and I've never claimed to be, but that's my bow. I'm going to go ahead and burn the ends without burning my bow or my card. Alright, so this is what we have so far. Now I have 2 pieces of cardstock, one in like a beige and one in a cream. And the cream measures 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. The beige is 1.5 by 2, okay? I also have this stamp. Where did I put this stamp? Okay. I have this stamp that says, "You're too kind." And this is from the Whimsical Words stamp set by Stampin' Up. I'm going to take some chocolate chip ink, and I'm going to stamp this on the cream cardstock. It's a little off center, but that's okay. I'm going to then attach that to the beige cardstock. And then we're going to attach both pieces to our card. Okay, we're going to put that right above the bow, leaving about 1/4 of an inch on the left side. Okay. Okay, that looks just fine. Okay. Now comes the fun part. I have here my butterflies. Okay. Now, I was going to cut them smaller, as you see here, but the antennas kept coming off. So that posed a bit of a problem. So then I cut them bigger down here, and I think they're just way too big for the card. So I have this medium size and this a little larger. This one is cut at 1 1/4. This one's cut at 1.5. And then down here I had 2 and some other sizes, but they didn't work. So we're going to take these 2, and then I decided, if the antenna falls off of the small one, it's okay, because we're putting rhinestones on there anyway, so it would just cover that up. So I'm going to go ahead and get those off of my mat. Okay, so I have my butterflies here, and if you see here, this butterfly, the antenna came off fairly well. This one, the antenna fell off, but it's okay, because I'm going to flip it around and just line it up where it's supposed to go. And it's going to be a little shorter, but that's okay. And it's sticking to my finger, so it's a little hard to place. And then I'm going to get a rhinestone, and these are those dollar rhinestones from Michaels. And I'm going to place it on top. And then it connects the antenna. Okay? So I'm going to place 3 on each butterfly, just down the body. Maybe this one I'll do 4. I'll do a smaller one at the end. And then I'm going to do 3 on this one as well. It looks like this cut off-centered. I have to see what's wrong with my Cricut blade. Maybe that's why I wasn't cutting the antenna right. Very strange. Okay, so I have my rhinestones on my butterflies. I am going to take some Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, and on the smaller butterfly, I'm going to put adhesive all over it. I'm also going to put it on the backing of the rhinestone, just to make sure it doesn't fall off or anything. I'm going to place this right on the ribbon here and press it down everywhere. So this one is going to be flush with the card. Now the larger one, I just messed up. Okay, the larger one, I'm going to bend the wings back just a little bit to give it a little bit of dimension. And I'm only going to put the adhesive on the center. I just want to make sure it's not going to smear. And then this one's going to go right about there. You just press down, make sure it adheres. All right, and then you are all set. So you have a beautiful 5x5 square card to send to anyone for any occasion. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and until next time, stay creative.